is the Run Your Day podcast with Dan Hafner.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Run Your Day podcast. My name is Dan Hafner, as always, your host here. Super excited to talk about what we're going to talk about today in today's episode. So this is a really interesting topic for me, and this was a big epiphany in my life when especially my business journey, when I stopped trying to discount what I do and stopped trying to undercharge for what I do. I always had this in my head that I wasn't really worth that, and it was a race to the bottom in my marketing, and I could be cheaper than anyone, which was just a bad idea. It was a very, very bad idea. So I found someone to come on here and share a little bit of wisdom with us about this. And I think this is going to be really, really insightful, not only for me, but for you guys as well. So I'm super excited. We are going to talk to a man named Marco Torres today. Welcome to the show. He is the founder of marketingboost.com. He's helped thousands of business owners all over the world boost their sales and really scale their businesses through the use of incentive-based marketing. And he talks a lot about this value add incentives method instead of discounts, which is what I was alluding to in the beginning here. He has an awesome Facebook group, looks like over 27,000 people just raking in sales, feeding off his advice, kicking ass, doing awesome things. So welcome to the show, Marco. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, Daniel.
Awesome. So I guess in addition to what I kind of alluded to, just tell us a little bit more about this marketingboost.com, who you are, how it all works.
Sure. Yeah, thanks. So Marketing Boost came about, we launched this in 2017, and it came about as a side product for one of the other businesses that we operated. And we've been operating in the travel space I've been in the travel space since 1993 and an internet marketer since 1996. So I've been around this game of online marketing anyways, before Google, Facebook, Yahoo, well, maybe not Yahoo, but I've been around for a while anyway. And, so I was an email spammer before they called it spam. I used to do 100 million emails a month out of my garage when everybody loved email back then.
Wow.
So been around a while. Anyway, we were in the travel space, and we figured out that, we wanted to generate video testimonials back then. We were in need we wanted to get, people be able to show testimonials of clients at the resorts, since we were marketing travel, at the resorts, at the hotels, at the pool, the bar, the restaurants. So we came up with an incentive plan. We said, you know what, if we ask our people while they were on vacation, we'd email them and say, hey, how's the hotel? How's the resort? Give us a score on 1 to 5. How do we rank? And if they gave us a 4 or 5, we'd immediately send them back an email or text message and saying, hey, great, we're glad you're having fun. Everything's perfect. Would you do us a huge favor and help us spread the word about our travel service? And if you'd give us a video review of the hotel and brag about the hotel brand and our brand, we'll reward you with a complimentary hotel stay. And that took off. Before we knew it, we had, dozens and then hundreds of video testimonials. And at the beginning, we were having to fund those out of our own pocket. When people would travel on that complimentary trip, it was coming money out of our pocket. But we were leveraging those video testimonials all over our website and everywhere else, that it became, it was worth it. But then we went back to these resorts and we said, we want to solve a problem that we know they have, which is the hotels and resorts all over the world. They're never full year round. They're full in peak season, holidays, special events, weekends, but the majority of the year, they've got 30, 40, even 50% of their rooms empty. And the most expensive room for any hotel is a room that went empty last night. Once the clock clicks midnight, they're never going to see any revenue from that. So we talked them into letting us help solve a problem for them, solve a problem for business owners like us and others, which would be to let us help them fill rooms that would otherwise be empty, and put warm bodies in those hotel rooms. Essentially, they give us the rooms for free or next to nothing. The client and the client gets to get a free night. or free nights rather, up to, we have hotel stays right now. We offer complimentary hotel stays in 125 destinations around the world, from 3 nights to 7 night stays. The guest only has to pay the taxes and fee, and resort fees, but they don't have to, so of course they got to get their own airfare there and food and beverage, but they get the free hotel stay. And so it was a win for the clients. It was a win for the marketing. We ended up turning it into a business, a win for what became Marketing Boost, where we provide a subscription service to let business owners have access to unlimited travel incentives that they could add to their calls to action to get people to take action more and add value versus discounting, as we mentioned. And so that was one of the main things that we accomplished early on. We started out with just a handful of resorts, about 6, and now we've got literally hundreds of resorts that are participating, 125 destinations around the world. And then that grew into offering hotel savings cards. So we have savings vouchers for hotels at over 1 million hotels worldwide, from increments of $100, $200, $300, and $500. And then we also added restaurant savings vouchers. So what we offer at Marketing Boost is a subscription service, very affordable, where business owners can use our travel incentives to boost the value of their offers, to create an additional bonus as a reason to do business with you versus a competitor, and as a reason to take action today or this month or this week when you're running a promotion, and creating some urgency and scarcity as a reason to do something for with you today. And that has blossomed into a business. We're now offer our services worldwide. We've got business owners around the world, from all over Australia, Europe, Asia, India, Philippines, all over the U.S. and Canada, and it's been a big hit.
Awesome. Well, so side story, I literally just realized this in the last minute, so I promise you guys this was not planned. So there's a new business that I'm a partnership of. Basically, I kind of helped create their app and bought in as a partner with it. And we ran our first challenge last week to kind of get more people in. It's a networking based company. It's called Automatch Alliance. You guys can go to automatch.network to check it out. But we ran this challenge and we did giveaways. I didn't really take much part in it. I was kind of overseeing some different things on the technical side of it, but we gave away 3 vacations. And it just hit me that we used Marketing Boost to do that. I didn't even dawn on me, because I saw we did some giveaways and some things like that. Like I said, I didn't really have a big role in that part of the business. And then I remember seeing them post like, oh, the winners were these, and then this person and this person and this person. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then as you're talking about that, I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, we used that. That's awesome. That's so cool. That there you go. So it works, folks.
You're a client and didn't know it because your partners are using a Marketing Boost.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. That's so cool. That's so cool. Small world. Man, I wish I would have realized that before the show. Oh, anyway, that's fun. So, all right. So this is what I want to talk about with you. So I love this idea. It's really, really cool. I mean, clearly it works. So let's just talk about like value adding incentives, like as a general thing, right? Because I love what you guys did about, you had someone that bought the product that had a good experience with it, and then you made it, it's almost like an ethical bribe, right? Like you're like, hey, in exchange for another complimentary stay, which is value, you're asking them for something, but then you went and leveraged those video testimonials. I'm sure you probably put them in ads or like your website or things like that. So like explain to us, I mean, I know how this works, but like explain to us in as clear of a way as you can, why does that beat like a discount price? Like if instead of being like, hey, on your next return visit, get 50% off, why does the value adding incentive model work better than the discount model?
Well, a lot of studies have been done, psychological studies, that people respond better to additional units, value, additional bonuses, whether you use Marketing Boost or you create your own bonuses, Many of you have probably seen successful sales funnels or product, where you see them online now, very popular. You click on something and then there's a product to sell, and then they're like, but that's not all, right? You've heard, it's been around for decades, right? With the direct response, TV ads and everything else. It's, you're buying this set of pans today, but that's not all. If you buy today, we get 2 sets of pans, or what have you. Yeah. So the point is adding more to the decision making, adding more value is just psychologically a heck of a lot better than just a 10% off, for example, especially if you can do it without, costing you more money to give those additional benefits. For example, let's say you are and again, outside of using Marketing Boost products, just building more value into whatever your offering is. Let's say, for example, you're a gym membership and you're trying to sell an annual membership. Well, instead of offering, when you sign up for the annual membership, you get, 20% off. Instead of doing that, you'd be better off saying, in my opinion, and we've seen many success stories doing it, you'd be better off saying, look, if you pay for 12 months, you get 3 months free. So you get 15 months for 12. So you got your full price for the 12, and then you kept them around for 3 more months, and so that's an example. Or let's say you are, you're a business coach and what have you. And so you're selling, you're trying to get them to, hire me as a business coach and then reward them. So, you want them to stick around with you for at least 6 months. So you come up and you put a carrot and go, look, if you hire me, it's month to month. There's no long-term contract. But if you stick around for 6 months, I'm going to reward you with, this or that, which might be in a Marketing Boost incentive. Where it's not costing you money not costing you hard dollars to really give away a complimentary hotel stay, for example. The real challenge to understand, a lot of people don't even realize they don't necessarily know their numbers. Discounting can be really dangerous. Let's suppose if I can, let's talk about the problem, why you need to get away from it. If let's say you have $1,000 in sales and your cost of product and marketing and payroll and overhead is, $800. So you're making $200 net profit on every $1,000 in sales. And now you discount 10%. So guess what? Now you're making, you're selling it for 900 instead of 1,000, but your costs are the same. You still got overhead, labor, staff, marketing. And so now you're making $100. To end up in the same bottom line, you've got to nearly double sales to $1,800 to end up in the same $200 net profit you had before. And doubling sales can obviously be difficult, or tripling in order to actually see a benefit. So discounting can be, as you mentioned earlier, the race to the bottom. So whether it be adding, products that are sitting on the shelf that aren't moving. So you add, if you buy this product today, you get this product with it as a bonus. You get this, whatever the extra widgets are, or you get an ebook that I finished writing last year, for example. So it's, no longer as relevant as the new content that I have. But if you buy this content today, I'm going to give you, the course, the second course as a bonus. I'm going to give you the third course as a bonus, stuff you've already, developed maybe months ago. And so you can add additional value and create that value stack by adding additional bonuses or incentives. With the case of Marketing Boost, we make it real easy because the subscription to Marketing Boost is really, if you don't mind me sharing the price, it's only $37 a month. So that was our strategy, to make this an easy, no-brainer decision for any entrepreneur anywhere in the world, which is when we decided to go global. That's why we priced it, at a price that any small entrepreneur, solopreneur, home-based business or big business could afford it. We've got clients from, lemonade stands to car dealerships that are using our services to, create a value incentive for whatever their call to action is. Show up and test drive a car, or give us a bunch of referrals, or, do whatever it is that you call book an appointment, show up for the appointment. Most of us that are doing a lot of home-based entrepreneurs are doing Zoom calls these days, right? We're all doing, one-on-one calls to close or sell your product or service, and people book appointments and then they don't show up. So now you're sitting around, you had expected someone to be there and they're not there. and now you've wasted an hour. You got no one else to talk to. And so you're, with the incentives that we offer, we teach people one thing you can do is add the incentive as an additional reason to book an appointment with you. And then more importantly, to keep it. You can incentivize them with the reminders. And again, you ought to automate this process, but they booked an appointment. So now you send them the reminder emails, the reminder text message. And in those reminders, you can say, don't forget, if you show up on time, I'm going to reward you with XYZ. And now you've given them another reason to make sure they show up for the appointment so that you've got somebody to talk to, or your salespeople do. And boom, you raise your appointments, you raise your people to your show rate from 40% to 85, 90%, because people are showing up for the appointments, which is obviously going to raise your ability to close more sales and make more revenue.
Well, yeah, and you make sales when people know, like, and trust you. And I mean, I think I'm going to like someone that keeps giving me incentive just to show up for a call. I never even thought of that. So yeah, I mean, this is a couple things to add. So if you guys are watching this inside of the Facebook group, this video version, which I just decided I'm going to put in there, I have so many clients that could use this. Like, this is a genius model. So you guys really need to check this out if you're in the Facebook group. And if you're not in the Facebook group, go join us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/mobile app mastery. And this is where you can find this exclusive video interview, that is, for now. But there was one thing you said that I love this. There was like this gold statement that came up. You said, you didn't say this, but you can't discount your costs, right? Like you said, if I sell something for $2,000, but it costs me $1,000, I'm netting $1,000, but if I say, hey, I'm going to knock $500 off, like, my costs are still the same. I can't discount my costs,
Exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
awesome.
where, if you can find other ways to keep that price. I'll give you an example. I just had a conversation a couple of days ago with a wedding photographer business. This guy is a national company, and he focuses on the sales and marketing. And he does wedding photography and videography for weddings all over the country. He outsources and vets the photographers he uses locally in all the different markets. But, so one of his strategies is to obviously be more affordable than the competitors in local markets and try to, grab the entire marketplace. But he's realizing the discounts is really hurting him. So after he started using Marketing Boost, now what he's doing is he can throw in the honeymoon package, basically via Marketing Boost, with a complimentary hotel stay in Cancun, for example, 5-night hotel stay in Cancun, which, by the way, right now we've put together some amazing resorts in Cancun. It's one of the best offers we currently have, with a AAA 4-diamond resort, oceanfront, 15 restaurants, 7 pools, whatever, on the beach in Cancun, Mexico. And it's a complimentary hotel stay. The guest, of course, has to fly their own way there. They've got to pay the resort. The way these incentives work, somebody's got to pay the government taxes. They're not, nobody's getting governments all over the world going to have their hand out for every hotel booking. They want the tourism taxes and the hotel taxes and so forth. Mm-hmm. So we charge that in what we call an activation fee, which the business owner can choose to pay if they want to. If you made enough money on your product, like you said, you have $1,000 product, but you sell it for $2,000, you might want to step up and pay the activation fee for the client, which in the case of Mexico is about 30 some odd dollars a night. So, $170, $180 for the 5-night stay in Cancun, you might pay that out of your pocket and let the client, find their own way to Mexico. But now you've, where was I going with this? So he was able, by adding the Marketing Boost incentive, he was able to raise his price, almost double, because he was discounting for about $2,000 was his approximate price for his photography service. And his competitors were up to $5,000. And so now with our incentive, he can offer the whole program for, $4,500, still be cheaper than the competitors. But now he's throwing in a freaking honeymoon package with it, which his competitors can't do. And boom. And Marketing Boost, guess what? Marketing Boost is what I call the marketing mastermind secret, because your client won't know anything about Marketing Boost. That's your secret. Your client who receives the incentive from you will never know about Marketing Boost. They're going to redeem the vacations from our travel site called redeemvacations.com. The moment they receive the complimentary trip, they're going to activate it. Then they're going to log in. No hoops to jump through, no timeshare presentations, no phone calls to make. They literally just log in and they can select the dates that are, look at the dates that they want to travel, see what's available. And if they, see the hotels that are participating, book it, get instant confirmation, instant gratification, and then they can book their flights and everything else, and they're on their way. So there's no hoops to jump through. Now, we don't offer, it's not as easy as travel on demand. There are some restrictions. Otherwise, this would be too good to be true. So, for example, we normally average about 32 weeks a year of availability in all of our destinations. So the client's got to be somewhat flexible. It's not going to be available for peak season, Christmas and New Year's, not going to be available on holidays. Some weekends are not going to be available, and so forth. So if they're flexible, they're going to get an amazing value. And we teach our members also how to disclose that properly in their marketing campaigns, so they're setting the right expectations. And if you do that, your client's going to be happy, you're going to be happy, and everybody wins. The resorts win because they've got, like I mentioned earlier, they've got people in those rooms that are likely going to book additional nights. They're going to, buy the all-inclusive upgrade packages, or they're going to eat. Whether they do that or not, they're still going to spend money at the restaurants, the bars, the casino, the spa, the gift shop. They're spending money on property, which is additional revenue because the hotel's got those same fixed costs we talked about. The hotel, if that room went empty, they're still paying a mortgage, they're still paying rent, they still got maintenance crew, they still got front desk staff, they've got all of that. So when they get these, the folks that Marketing Boost puts in their rooms, they're the only additional cost really is the maid service. And then they're seeing additional revenue from the property, and they've learned to love it. So it's a win for the resorts. It's a win for your client that's receiving your incentive from Marketing Boost. And obviously it's a win for the business owners that use Marketing Boost, because they've got a secret tool that is one of the bullets in your arsenal of marketing campaigns that you can use for lead generation ideas, run sweepstakes. You can, like you did, the contests. I've had people grow their Facebook group from 0 to 10,000 members in less than 90 days by running contests in their Facebook group and virally asking all of their members, hey, invite 20 of your friends. For every 20 friends you invite to join this group, we're going to reward you, or rather, you get a chance to win a complimentary hotel stay in Las Vegas or what have you. Then this week we're running another, and then every time you pick a winner, you make a big deal out of it and you promote it in the Facebook group and do a live, Zoom call or what have you, giving away the complimentary trip and, keep the excitement going. And now we're announcing next week, we're running another giveaway, and boom, and people are, love that kind of stuff. So that's just an example of how to do it for lead generation, to grow your audience, your following. And then, there's all kinds of other ways as well.
Yeah. I mean, they're really endless. I mean, what I like about what you just said too, was almost like the white label nature of it is to be like, you can really present it as your own, something that seems like I really went through and paid out of my pocket for, when I only paid like the monthly subscription type of thing. You know what I mean? So that's pretty genius. That's pretty genius. Like, so a quick question about this though, because as I'm just logically thinking through this, is COVID like affecting the travel stuff? Is it, or do you find did COVID hurt you guys? Did it like, have things picked back up? Because, people see these trips, but they're like, oh, I don't want to travel, or I'm not fully vaccinated, or like whatever. Is there anything about that?
It definitely did in 2020 and 2021. By 2020, we took a big drop. A lot of Marketing Boost members were like, oh, people aren't going to want these travel incentives. And so, we lost members. And then in 2021, what we did was we extended, by the way, when someone activates when you send somebody one of these certificates, these travel incentives, they don't have to have travel dates in mind immediately. So that's a great question. So we give them 18-month window after they activate the certificate to be able to then come back whenever they want, log onto the website, look for the dates that they want to travel or considering traveling, see what's available, and book their trip. So we gave them an 18-month window. And then during COVID, we extended that to 24 months. Right now, we're back to 18 months because, that's the length of the certificates before it expires. And we have right now, we've never seen so many certificates being delivered out. We've never seen such a high rate of activations from consumers. and the travel usage now is just going through the roof. It's literally what we call today revenge travel, and that's a real thing. People are like sick and tired of being locked down. They're sick and tired of masks, sick and tired of vaccinations. Fortunately, most of the world is also sick of it as well, and they are dropping all of the vaccine mandates, vaccine passports, mask requirements. So it's full throttle, and people are, I mean, I would say that now there couldn't be a better time to be a member of Marketing Boost and to be using these incentives to be eye-catching, grab-catch, Marketing Boost really becomes the best customer draw card on the planet right now, because it's people are ready to go somewhere. And one of the ways that you can market this is, drive-by destinations. They don't even have to get on a plane. So if you're marketing locally, we have a lot of members, if they're in a certain area, they can market destinations that are, just several hundred miles away that people can drive to, so that they can, create that. The other thing we teach our members to do also is, even though as a Marketing Boost member, you have the ability to give away unlimited amount of these incentives, we teach our members, don't give them out like candy, because if you just hand them all out, you're diminishing the value of them. So you want to create urgency and scarcity, and have people do something to earn it. Because the more they do to earn it, as in, for example, giving us a video testimonial versus just a written review, they had to do, maybe I've even had, ask people to send them a link after we survey them. By the way, this is another huge way to use Marketing Boost. I think it's incredibly valuable. If you're not generating testimonials and, reviews constantly, getting new ones, your competitors are going to beat you to that. People never buy, nowadays we're going to go try to look at what do other people say about this company or this person. And if your last review was in 2013, an old review up there, nobody's, it's not legit, right? They need to see fresh stuff. So we always recommend you do surveys, and after they bought your product or service, or after they've used it, and if ask them, how are we doing, and rate us on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 5. And if they're happy, bam, immediately ask them for, please help us, and make it easy for them. Send them an email links, with where to post the reviews. I need and throttle them. We teach people throttle them. Send people to trustpilot.com, SiteJabber, Shopper Approved, Better Business Bureau, and get reviews, Yelp, get them popping up all over the place. And rotate. When you're doing surveys, you could send, the next 10 people get one for Yelp. The next 10 people get, please put a review up over here for us. Please put a review up over there. And if you really want to, give them something special with the reward, you might say, if you'll post a review on at least 3 of these links, we'll reward you with a complimentary stay in Las Vegas. And, people will go through the extra effort, because they like the incentives. I mean, we've also learned that people will, if you don't ask for reviews, the only ones you're going to get are the ones that are not happy. Right. So when you do a survey, if they tell you they're not happy, fantastic feedback. They're telling you before they tell the world. So now you can jump all over it, fix it for the customer, realize you made a mistake, realize you shipped the wrong product, realize you delayed on your service. So you can solve the problem. And guess what? You can use a Marketing Boost incentive to help solve the problems too. So if they're unhappy, you can go, look, we're super sorry. We made a mistake. We shipped you the wrong product. We're going to fix that. I'm going to ship you the correct product on my dime. Plus, just to, for the aggravation, I'm going to give you a $500 hotel savings card. And now you turn somebody who's upset at you into a raving fan and an evangelist for your brand. So instead of them going and writing a negative review, now they realize, wow, these people jumped through hoops to fix the problem. Plus they sent me a hotel savings card. And, now you can go back when they're happy and ask them to post positive reviews, and they will. And so, if you ask, they will, or what's the old saying? Build it and they will come. Well, if you ask, they will.
Asking you shall receive. Yeah, for sure.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah, asking you shall receive.
There you go. Awesome. Well, we are about out of time. I normally do a segment at the end where I have the guest ask me a question. So I'll give you that opportunity. I only got a couple minutes. But I don't prep anyone with it. So, do you have, if you get one question to ask me, go for it.
Tell me what Dapper is all about. So I see that background you've got on your screen there with the the whole dapper look, the gentleman look there. Tell me about that.
Yeah, this is my company, Dapper Mobile Apps. We do no code mobile app development for small businesses, mostly coaches, experts, speakers, venturing into a whole bunch of cool things. Really anyone who does community content, live coaching, live teaching, audio stuff. It's just a really, really cool way to, keep your community engaged, offer, free incentives, those types of things like what you talked about, add value. So we speak the same language in a different way.
Sounds like I need to see more about what you do. I might need exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, I've also thought the same thing with this. This is why I'm really excited to share this in to my clients and my community as well, because I can really see how we can take all the offer stacks that we do. Because I was actually just looking at at the website, and it was like, I'm not in the travel industry. Why will this work for me? Because I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, if we sell someone an app or we get them into our coaching program that we have, what can I add? I've always struggled to be like, because there's all these contest creator things. There's like things like King Sumo out there that are great. But it's basically a discount, right? But that's why I've always been like, well, what can I offer people as like a bonus or an incentive or something to like really, really give it that pop that no one does. So I think I might have found what that thing could be. So I'm really excited to share this and kind of get to learn more about this. I got to go to my partners first of all and ask like, hey, I didn't connect the dots here, but I just talked to Mr. Torres and it was awesome. So yeah, this is really cool. So yeah, that's basically what the Dapper is. My friend I used to work with designed this. I'm working on getting some t-shirts made that are like, it's like the tuxedo t-shirt,
Awesome.
Yeah, so I call myself Dapper Dan the App Man. That's been my brand for a little while. So it's a good question. All right. So yeah, so basically maybe I'll just do the plug for you. Again, you mentioned it. It's marketingboost.com. And there's a subscription service there. I believe it's like $37 a month, right?
Starts at $37 a month. And then there's a actually for your listeners, I can give you a special promotion. It's you can get 30 days for $1. So we can get you in the process to test it, give yourself a complimentary trip to test the program. I'd recommend give yourself a Cancun trip right away. So you can sign up for 30 days for $1 at marketingboost.com/podcast. And that gives you the ability to get, 30 days for $1 versus a 7-day free trial if you prefer. Right. And, hey, one quick other thing, a success story just came to mind with how you could add value, long-term wise. I had a client, I don't know if your product is a monthly service subscription, but I had a client who made over $400,000 in 4 days by taking his members who were paying him monthly for his service and said, if you pay me for 6 months in advance, I'll give you 3 nights in Las Vegas. If you pay me for 12 months, and if you become a biannual member or an annual member, if you paid for a year in advance, he offered them either 5 nights in Hawaii or 5 nights in Cancun. And, he had bunches of people just step up and pay him, $1,000 for the yearly membership or whatever. And boom, 300 or 400 of them stepped up and paid 6 months or a year in advance, made over $400,000 in 4 days. And now that's a part of his ongoing process. So, and he's not selling travel. He was selling tips and stock tips, and his members were paying him for the analytics of when to buy, when to sell stocks, tips, crypto, and all that kind of stuff. And boom, cashed in quick. And now it's part of his ongoing process. So marketingboost.com/podcast to get 30 days for $1. Check it out. Give yourself a trip, and you'll become a evangelist of our brand as well.
Yeah. This is really cool. That's a really cool success story. I like that a lot. So thank you so much, Marco. We really appreciate you coming on the show. I knew this was going to be a really cool conversation. I'm excited to share this. So that's all we got, you guys. Thank you so much for listening or watching. Really appreciate you guys again. Head over to marketingboost.com/podcast. I'll put the link of that in the show notes here or in the Facebook group as well. And I'm going to be probably adding a little bit more value in the Facebook group regarding this, maybe like a follow-up video, just me talking about this, because I have a lot of ideas percolating in this little brain of mine. I shouldn't put myself down. I don't have a little brain. Anyway, thank you so much, Marco. Really appreciate you coming on the show. Look forward to seeing what you do with Marketing Boost in the future. Maybe having you on again sometime. That'd be super cool. Yeah, very cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Daniel.
All right, everyone. That is all we got for today. I'll again, check out the notes, get the link. If you have any questions, you can obviously message me or comment on this podcast or whatever. Join our Facebook group and get more information. Watch the video interview of this. It'll be really cool. And yeah, that's all we got for you guys. Dan Hafner signing off. Make it a great rest of your day.